Hi, we're here with Dr. Lawrence Kuznets. I was reading your book, Lawrence, and I was really struck with the courage that it took to do what you did. And we've all been in situations, I think, in life or at work or in, many areas where we're faced with things that we could that we feel morally, like responsible to address or to bring out into the open, and it takes courage. So I'm wondering about your process.
Uh, well, the best way for me to address that is just to read the last paragraph of this book that I've written, Confessions of a NASA Whistleblower. As to why, that's a whole other story, how I became a whistleblower. But let me just read this part I think people can relate to.
Great. I'd love to.
Yeah. When the going gets tough in the space business, there's nobody with all the right answers. It's not Elon Musk. Nobody. There's a mission control, there's a flight readiness review, there's a safety review board, and there's the astronauts. They're very smart people in a strict chain of command, but they're toothpicks in a hurricane if the pressure builds high enough. Who amongst us hasn't thought about bypassing the chain of command when we disagree with our boss? But it's different when you work in a place where you do dangerous things to expensive people and lives are at stake second by second. Imagine yourself under such conditions, surrounded by posters labeled, "Safety is job one," or "If you see something, say something." What would you do if your boss said to you, "Cease, desist, and get the fuck back in line"? What would you do if your conscience is screaming at you to bypass the chain? That's heavy duty stuff.
Yeah, that is heavy duty, and it still takes courage. And what was really evident in the book also is that there were lots of people who saw what you saw and didn't do what you did. And so what did you find within yourself, and what was your process?
In my case, I was just circumstance took matters into their own hands. I wrote a white paper, I became a whistleblower, and somebody walked into my office and stole it and leaked it. And it ended up in the Washington Post, it ended up in Congress, and I ended up being a whistleblower. But while it was sitting in my office, the dilemma I had is, what am I going to do with this thing? How far am I going to take it up the chain? I know people are going to be upset. I didn't know what to do. I had some ideas, I had some people I trusted, but lo and behold, circumstance, somebody just snuck in, took it out of a drawer, took a draft. They didn't even take the final version. Heavy duty language was in there, needed to be corrected. It wasn't. And there you go. And I ended up a whistleblower and losing a job later on because of it.
Wow, really interesting, and it almost feels like there was some fate involved in it. Unfortunately for you, I really have a great deal of admiration for you.
Yeah. Admiration is one thing, but it's scary when you're at the bottom end of that,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to look all around, and you don't know who's coming at you. You don't know who stole it. You don't know how many other people saw it. You don't know. You get sly looks down the hall when you walk down the hall. People who you thought were friends are now questioning you. All that stuff. There's a lot. Anyway, that's why I wrote this book. It's called
Yeah.
Confessions of a NASA Whistleblower, and there's a lot of confessions. So, anyway.